Hey y'all, this is Gucci Eats here. I'm back with another video, and I just saw a Dharman video about a local business dying, and I would say it was very beautiful. But I kind of wanted to point out things that's maybe a little bit exaggerated, and I'm not gonna bash no one, but this is from my experience, and I think we need to talk about this, what's going on. First of all, love the video. But let's talk about the dying business, like the person, the TikTok, famous TikTok. Okay, so today I'm gonna react to the famous TikToker who saves dying business called Luigi's Pizza. Um, so it starts out with this. I mean, I wish I had like the video rolling so y'all could see, but I'll just talk about it. So it starts off with the man, the owner counting money and stuff, right, for the rent, and there's an eviction notice. And we see like two customers walking in. They said but they rather have a pizza. And then now, um, she can't, like, his daughter's trying to like do his her English work, but really can't, because her computer's really old. So there's things that are really exaggerated in this story. I think what they're trying to stereotype is business owners don't really make that much money and a profit, but in my opinion, that's kind of true, but in a sense where they're not that broke. They have money for something else, but it's like they invest something else in a dream they have to open a place like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's entirely true. So 50% of that part was true. So if, like, how much business owners really make. Um, okay. And, so second thing is this TikToker came in, right, and said that this part is very true, that he was gonna give away free food. No, not TikToker. The owner was giving free food. He didn't. He only. I don't think he charged him for anything because he was closing down. But the thing is, do influencers get free food a lot? Yes, but do they expect free food? They should not, because act of kindness. I don't believe that we, like, influencers should, you know, expect free food when walking to a business to support. Like, it's like when I walked in businesses, like, I don't really expect, I don't want owners really giving me free food. Like, I feel really guilty. Like, you know third of all, the landlord came in that time. I mean, in the part where he was explaining that, you know he was gonna close down the shop because there's no money to rent. That is true. Landlords are very picky and nitpicky today, that what they can invest in to participate in that lot. And if you're not bringing any revenue in that part, you're gonna close down. And especially nowadays, inflation and everything, I don't think, it's very sad what's happening to local business. Even Tiger Sugar closed down, y'all. Like, I've seen in a lot of places, even before inflation, a lot of competition has been, um, yeah, a lot of competition has been, sorry, I'm reading a text. A lot of competition has been, you know, what was I gonna say? Shit, I am really exhausted. With this competition, a lot of places have been, like, competing with each other secretly. So with customers and stuff. So that part's very true too. And I think this whole video is that he didn't really make enough money to cover the rent. But I think it's exaggerating, that it's kind of his fault, that he's, I mean, 50-50. Really, it's not really, it could be it partially, but honestly, food supply is going up and everything, and the economy is really bad. And I think if he was successful in the past, I think what happened was the products just gotten higher and higher in prices, and he probably couldn't afford anymore. And Luigi just had to, had to do something about this. So it was very unfortunate for this dude. Um, and this part is very gets me. It gets me a lot because I'm majoring in it, and I think it's very important. Is that he was never good at marketing. I think he would be a cool client if he opened in Houston. I would have probably sat with him and probably let my colleague run the meeting with him, and then we had to go from there. But at the same time, I feel like he probably wouldn't have the money for it, or at the same time, he probably like, I don't know. He's probably one of those owners that just doesn't get it. Like he's always stuck. He's always like, I can tell like he's in a really bad area. Like he's really deserted. It's too much competition around him. And there's probably like what, tons of donuts and boba shops around that area. I'm guessing in that Darman. So, honestly, off top. I mean, it's kind of on topic, but why is it always that lot? I've seen like so many Darman videos is like it's always business getting shut down after business after business after business. I know it's a skit and it's not meant to be like connected, but like if that was real life, I don't think anyone would want to buy that spot because like shit, what the rent is probably like high or something, and it's probably bullshit. Like I don't know. I don't think it's realistic. I mean, I know this is like a skit. It's supposed to be exaggerated, but I feel like it's too exaggerated. Like I don't think it's supposed to be that unrealistic. Because like, if you shut down 10 times, I don't think it's a good reputation for other businesses want to operate there, unless you're like a freaking Hungry Howie's or something like that. Like a franchise. I don't think it's gonna last. Like I don't know. That's me. I mean, but I think um I would have hit him up. If he was in Houston, I would have hit him up. I would have said, hey, look, Luigi, this is what I do. I work with like Cherty, Feng Sha, like a 1000 degrees pizzeria. I do like their customer engagement. I help them get more customers more often, getting customers spend money at the businesses. And some people actually don't know, but you guys have to come check it as well. And you know what? I want to, my partner and I wanted to set up a time to go through everything makes business sense to you. What day is good for you? Tomorrow at what? 1 o'clock or Thursday at 2, and then he probably asked questions like, oh, that's so cool, that's very I'm not very good at marketing. I think he would probably hear us out because I think he really wants to help. He probably needs the clients and stuff, and that's what I want to help businesses thrive, and it's a good opportunity that I'm doing for many years, and I've been doing this, and I would have been like, yeah. And then he would probably be like, that's really interesting. I'm actually, yeah, let's set a date. Would you say tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. What do you want? You want to do like maybe a 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.? I mean, I think 2 p.m. is good. Yeah, So I'm gonna do is let my colleague text you right away. So what is your cell phone number? See, and then we set the date, and then I get back with Emery, and then she gets back with the she sends it to somebody, and then bam, we got them, and then we're gonna help them try to get like what clients in the door and getting them to spend more money at the business. That's the point, is to help you sustain and rent. And I think um you know, it's it's sad that he's in that situation that he needs us. And I think that's the beauty of local business, that I'm here every day in Houston, um, busting my ass and doing what I love to do. And I wish a lot of clients were like that nowadays. Easy, very easy to talk to. But nowadays it's just inflation and stuff. It's been, oh boy, I think May's driving me nuts. But I had a couple sets to this week, so fingers crossed, right hand, because good luck. Anyways, shoot, I wanted to, okay, so it brings me into this conclusion. I mean, not conclusion, but the the first, you know, when on the like but beginning of the scene, he was talking to his business owner Luigi, and I think yes, business owners are can be very nice, and I think that's realistic enough to hear in family owned businesses. But in my case, I think it's also exaggerated that not all, I'm not gonna bash anyone, but I think there's some business owners that are not too kind to people. You know, like I feel like it's kind of hurtful because I see a lot of owners that just, reject a lot of people because it's just their nature or something, and I don't think it's right. Like I mean, I mean, yeah, it's we want to benefit each other. We're here as a community. We should like help each other out, and it's sad that to see some business owners are just very, very mean, and it's just no reason. And sometimes you're not even that busy, and then you're just gonna give me attitude like that. Like, I don't think that's ever okay. Kindness should ever always be in your heart. Like that's how people really respect you, and it's very, very sad to see. Like I said in my past videos, I think I mentioned that business owners should have been kind. Like even though it's a hard time, I know everybody's stressed out about something in 2023, but I think like I'm kind of guilty of it, like how I'm kind of moody at times, but sometimes you have to think of how you act because there's actions really speak louder than words, like I think that's a very, very big situation. And I think he really should hear us out because like it's a support system, man. We're here for each other. I'm not here to do anyone wrong, and that's very hurtful. Okay, next scene. Um so Saturday, he said he'll be there Saturday and the weekend. Realistically enough, owners will be probably a little bit, if you're just setting something that they don't know about what you're talking about, they're gonna be like, what is that man talking about? They're kind of scared, like they need to be clear what they're doing. This TikToker's just out in there. He just said, wait, I know this is a skit. I'm not trying to point any fingers at anyone doing wrong, but he just said this. Look, he said, watch, you open this weekend? I mean, first of all, I mean, there are some businesses who close on the weekends, but I don't think to extent where businesses really open from Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday. That's it. Or sometimes they close Mondays. So that's a good thing to know. But he did say that look, watch. Saturday's gonna be the best time of your life. So you're just gonna I mean, it's good that you're doing what you love to do. I mean, I love that what he's doing, but the thing is it's really unrealistic because like this owner, maybe he's desperate, I don't know, but this if you talk to any business owners and then you just like you didn't really didn't ask a day to do this, and they probably know what you're doing, but if you're just forcing something down their throats, they're gonna be really, really, really scared. Like I don't think that's what he did to save his business was very smart. Um, but yeah, and moving on to Luigi. So this TikToker Heath, that's his name, Heath. The next, fast forward to Saturday, he comes there. The eviction notices is on the door, right? And the customers are waiting. Um, yes, social media does work. But they had an eviction notice on the door. I don't think and realistically, I don't think he can bust through the door that easily and talk to the landlord, because usually what happens is there's a door lock, on the bottom of the door in my state or city, and then they just lock it, and then no customers can come in because that means they're locked out their rent. And realistically, you can't do that. That's trespassing, and I don't think that's legal. But I mean, I'm liking what he's doing. It's just I don't think it was really realistic. And his landlord was saying that I know he wants to save this business, dying business, but in the same time, it kind of just died. You know, he just barged in there and said that, wait, hold on, I brought this guy businesses, and he's gonna get customers for y'all. And the landlord's kind of right. 2 days isn't really enough to cover anything for him, so he probably had enough time to, because he had a pile of eviction notices already. So I don't think realistically he was gonna survive. He was doomed from the start, you know, because either, jokes aside, one of our guys probably went in there, held a meeting, and he just, I'm sorry to say, because he's clearly stated he was never good at marketing. He probably didn't get it. And jokes aside, the rep never closed him. And sadly, these people just, he spent money on stupid things, and maybe like ads on the newspaper. And you know, I trust me, we've seen a lot of people who've spent $1,000 per month on like what, printed ink. And for what? There's nobody who there's really like anybody reads it. There's like 10% of people who read that. Maybe the church, but that's it. Who reads newspapers nowadays? You know, like it's very, you know, that's what, we're not trying to like pick on owners, but there's a lot of concerns and eyebrows about these owners who just spend on really, really crazy things, and it's just not effective enough and not enough backup, you know, and it's just, they're just there to, they just thought it was the way to make money, but it's, you know, some times have changed, you know, technology is evolving, and, you know, he probably spent out like what, he's probably spent on multiple flyers, and maybe these flyers aren't even there, and, you know, these flyers are probably just not effective enough for his marketing. I know there's a lot of things that probably is a bit too old school, and it's sad that, you know, they're paying thousands of dollars for these things, and it's just very, very sad that they can't really get, that they get the technology, but they're price focused on technology that it's gonna get you money. You know, you're spending less money to get more money, and you're spending $1,000 on a thing that is probably not effective at all, and it's very, I'm very, you know, distraught by that, because I've seen it in my years of the field, and I heard a lot from my colleagues that they've been doing this and that, and it scares me because I've seen them go out of business even before COVID. I've seen them, boba shops. I've seen the Royal Berry Bar close down by my home. I've seen, oh God, I've seen my Rice Village Korean restaurant near me close down years ago before COVID. I've seen so many businesses just close, you know, their doors even during COVID. But like, COVID is COVID. But like, I'm talking about competition wise, especially nowadays. There's just, businesses don't really last for years anymore, because, you know, because they've been spending they have no backup in customer engagement. They just that's what it is, you know, and they have no way of reaching them out to them and getting them back in the door. There's no money, you know, keeping track. They probably, so basically you're pretty much losing a lot of money without, you know, anything like this, you know, what I'm doing. And um I mean, yeah. And what I do, I believe it works, you know, because, you know, a lot of businesses have been, you know, signing up with us, and I'm very happy that, you know, we've been busy, and we've been going out there, and for years we've been thick and thin through COVID, inflation, that we just try to help them out, you know, and try to you know, reach a agreement with them. And it's a very good opportunity, because a lot of local business, I believe it does. 5 stars does work, and it's a miracle, and I've seen it happen. It only works if you make it work. And I think if you send out the right promotions, if you send the right link, and you send the right the interesting promos to them, and then, because they're looking at their phones rather than newspapers or flyers, that you're not losing. It's in your emails, it's in your text messages. They're gonna come back, and if your food is good, they're gonna come back too. And yeah. Um, so yeah, so I know this is a rambling on about this scene. He's closing on the business. The landlord's evicted him. If okay, so if someone's evicted, realistically, no one really can do anything about it. It's sadly because it's just it's kind of a done deal. That's why my colleague taught me that you can't we can't really help people that is already in the process of selling, because if they're sad enough where if saving or not, it's like you're already, it's a done deal, like it's just the damage is done. It's underwater. The deal's underwater. Like, I don't think you just can't, because they're gonna have to either pay, receive money from their from the purchaser, or they're just gonna close, like, completely and evicted, and it's a done deal. The landlord, you just can't. And this is a tiny problem, but like the landlord said that, because the TikToker, he said that, asked that, how does he reach the owner, Luigi? So the thing is, landlords, one, probably wouldn't invade their privacy, and two, the cell phones, okay, so this could be a 50-50 thing. He said to call the store number because it's linked to his cell phone. Okay, to an extent, there are businesses who have POS systems that connect their cell phones, a store number, to the cell phone, like Clover. But the thing is, that's not always the case. That there's business owners who have their store phone separate from their cell phone. Most of them, that's why we always say, can I have your cell phone number, just in case something comes up, for all of us, because there's people who have separate numbers, and the text don't go through the POS to the phone, because so I mean, yes, you can call the store number, but you gotta, if you receive the text, you like, oh, okay, I see, like, and then it's just it's more professional, and two, it's just more, you know what I see it is that, it reminds them, because usually they see the text, everything evolves in technology, and I think most business owners know that, and then that's how we confirm. And that's a cool deal. um yeah, so business owners don't really typically connect their phones to the POS at all. That's really that's really a false statement, unless they sometimes they do, but most of the time business owners really just um leave their cell phones separate from the business phone, so that, like, one of them is taking orders, and then the other's like, meetings. What meeting is this? What days is meeting? Like what those stuff, vendors. Yeah, that those kind of things. Realistically, he was gonna, like, he transitioned to, he made this promise that he probably, I like this part. He didn't do anything wrong with this. In this one, he gave a laptop to the owner's daughter, and he she was calling and said, no, she didn't call. She was like thanking him and stuff. That's very, very, very powerful. Like, um yeah, I and that's what influencers should do, and that be very kind, be very humble, and that's what he did. He was a cool guy. I liked him. And he had another surprise, that he had his fans bake for him as a home delivery, and there was so many orders. And they made so much money that day. Realistically, the lot they purchased, though, was a fancy restaurant, and that would probably take more than one day to complete, because making money in one day is not enough to cover all that fanciness. Because, first of all, that space, they were at the end of the show, that he surprised them saying, here. I mean, okay, this guy was rich, but if he wasn't an influencer, I don't think he would buy this lot, because there's a lot of rent money in that, and there's a lot of you just can't relocate to that. I mean, you can if you have a lot of money, but this situation is like he's financially in debt, and this TikToker Heath, I mean, I guess he can make it work, which he probably did to his landlord, and he probably transitioned to like a sit down restaurant, to the pizza, Italian coolness, like fanciness. I love that too, but he's kind of, oh, you're looking at a lot of money. You're looking at a high price in that lot, and realistically, he probably would go broke too, because I don't think he would have prepaid the rent and then let him operate. Realistically, you have to be selling a lot, and luckily he did. But I don't think realistically, with inflation and stuff, he would probably be stuck again. But I think it, I guess if his food is really good and he did something different, and he for that situation, yes, we do sit down tables, but to me, sit down tables are kind of different than the casual. His first building was like, the casual brick and mortars, like here or at the front of the table, and then pay with your car or something, Clover Mini, Clover Square, etc., etc., and then you got your receipt or whatever, and then yeah. But well, yeah, but that would have been a great fit for us if he stuck with that, and we enter a number and stuff, and it would probably be as soon as possible we would get to him. And yeah, but jokes aside, the rep probably didn't close him, and due to crazy reasons, maybe. I'm just assuming what happened, if this was happening in real life, and or maybe I set the meeting, and maybe either no one, either just someone went in there and held it. Maybe Megan did, Katy, Texas, baby, Nisha, if this was in Cyprus, something, and then just, and either he was broke to begin with, and we had to follow up again, and he probably never came through or something, or the reason was probably he thought he knew what he was doing, and he just he was already in a contract with some newspaper, and that's really happening to a lot of places, and it's very sad and unfortunate. And with inflation and stuff, you just can't do anything like that. Like, you shouldn't be doing something like that, because that's a lot of money. And we are out here to make sure that no owners are doing that. I hope not, because there is technology like us, and Facebook, social media, they're doing their part too. And then when it comes two and two together, you should be getting the foot traffic you deserve. Like, you really should. And yeah, sit down you can probably get away with, because with the revenue they're trying to pull in, is if with the fancy technique, a lot of people dig that stuff, like, so I think those are okay. But yes, we do work with that, and we're happy to sign them up. But it's they just have to remember how to, like, have people write their numbers down, and they type it in and stuff, and they get their points. But yeah, that's cool too. And we will get a lot of revenue for them, and that's very helpful for a lot of communities. And yeah, but they're a lot different. They're not really, I would say we can work with them, but they're not the best fit, like, because I don't know, I think because the customers, they prefer to see what's in the system, like how to do it, like that's how customers, how the signups keep going. Revenue is generating for these fast food businesses, like boba shops, coffee shops, even your nail salons, even your retail shops, what I'm saying, etc. Like something order at the counter. Burger places, Mediterranean, something like that, Indian, you name it. Oh, so but yeah, it was a very good story. I think it was a powerful skit, but I did kind of expect it better. It did fall short, so I think I would give this like a 6 out of 10 because it was a bit exaggerated in my thing. Maybe I was experiencing it differently. Maybe our thing is a bit different. I mean, I am in social media a lot, but I'm not a TikToker like him, so I don't really know how to live like that. So maybe his way of marketing is different than ours, and what my approach is I think more of a, you know, professional setting where we should be able to help these businesses, and I'm out here like crazy and, you know, like different types of stores, and it's a very very cool thing, and I'm still doing it, and you know it's awesome, and I'm excited to help a lot of coffee shops. Like I'm crossing my fingers for these meetings tomorrow. I just, wow, she's so nice. I really hope she comes through. And then, you know, we got it. I mean, we got nutrition shops too. And we got like what? We have, I mean, we have another retail shop. Like I'm excited to help. We were helping these businesses out. We shown what we got, and then we helping these businesses out. They decide enrollment, and we hope they say yes, because it's a solution that we deeply believe in, and it's great. It's great to see. And what I've been seeing is, if you know, most of these owners know what they're doing, and they're doing it right, and they're doing their part as well. They get a lot of foot traffic. Seriously, look at Cashew. Started out slow, right? I mean, yeah, it was new, but look, I set that up, right, Vince, and look what happened. Look, look at Cashew. It took 2 tries, but he freaking came through. Second time. I'm not trying to brag, but I went in there, and yes, we introduced him to Amory. But then it took a while, because, you know, of course he's figuring everything out, you know, grand opening and stuff. And then I follow up with him again. Sometimes you have to try again and try again, and you really care for someone, you try again. You know, I made an acronym: don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Like, these owners can be nice too, you know, like if you care for them, don't be scared to reach out, and you think it's worth it, reach out to them. And if you go to the store, like, reach out to them and say, hey, what about this program I talked about like months ago? It's like, oh yeah, and maybe they remember it, and then just listen to them and see. Sometimes you have to be a little bit persuasive, a little bit persistent, because sometimes they're like, yeah, yeah, your partner came through. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, you know, the money, and then, you know, yes, of course, people are price focused on everything. I'm guilty of it. I'm price focused about what, food and stuff too sometimes, and you know, I think in YouTube senses, I think you should, if you're a local partner, you should really come through, or a rep, like just say, but you know, sometimes things have changed, and maybe we can work things out, and see what they say, and let your partner help out. I mean, there's ways to, and heck, sometimes they're interested, they just don't know how to reach you. Sometimes they just forget. It's like, oh, I'm so interested. You know, like, you don't know. Just try. Don't be a pussy. Like, that's it. Even it goes out to canvassing. Don't be a pussy. Just, how do you know? You know, how do you know they're gonna be rude to you or stuff? Just you. Not until you try. It's kind of like you want to try a restaurant. How do you know the food sucks? You know, maybe it's just one star review out of 5 star reviews. Like, that's a lot saying something, you know? Like, you can only know if you try it, you know? Like, yeah, that's beneficial to them. And think of it, you're doing them a favor, and you're doing yourself a favor, but you're doing them a favor as well, because you're helping these businesses get what they need, what they deserve, and more than corporate businesses, you know? And then there's lower corporate businesses that probably need help as well. I mean, depending on rules, we can work with them, you know? And I'm sure if you don't agree, I mean, that's okay. I still love y'all guys as fans, and yeah. But this is a very good skit, though. I think I like what they were doing, and yeah, they did really, 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 really good with this skit. But I think it was a little bit over exaggerated, and it was very and I just wanted to point out the nits and teeny bits of the unrealisticness in it, like the rent, the eviction notices, like all this wasn't a little bit too exaggerated, and I think it should have been a lot, better, if it was more realistic, in a sense. Oh boy. Um, yeah. And this is a little off topic, but I kind of, let's see, I kind of like yeah. Oh, and finishing up that cashew, he did come through. I was actually off this day, right? I was like busy with school and stuff, and he came through saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah," and he was just like married and stuff. He was, and then he wanted to show his like wife to, because he made her his partner, the co-owner, because he had a sister, but he wanted his wife to run it too with him, and I think what happened was he was interested, but like he wanted his wife to see it, and she was really nice. She was really sweet. I love her too, and at the time it was Alejandro, so we just set it up, and then bam, and look, he has so much customers. He's always packed, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and he's always improving his food. And wow, I'm very deeply, deeply proud of us that we signed him up, because it proved that it was still a thing out there, even though it was now part of SumUp, and it was just wow. And I've been here since what, it's late 2018, and now it's what, 2023, and now it's great. And I don't think every month should be slow. I think every month should be very, very, curious, because it's just a thing, and it's a thing we're doing a favor for. It's an opportunity for business we're creating. We're creating relationships, like, and that's the beautiful thing of it. And um and in this job you get to know a lot of people, so it's people who don't know how I knew like hundreds of these people. I told y'all many times why. So nowadays I'm all for it. And yeah, slowly I'm publicly speaking out, and I'm not ashamed, you know? And it's great. Um but yeah. um okay, so if Darman made a video about me, who could cast as me? I really don't know. Oh wow. Um I think they should, if we're talking about local businesses, and instead of like famous TikTokers, we should like have some different, like saying like potential supporter, local supporter, persistent to save businesses or something. And then they cast me, and then they probably, I think what would fit would probably, I don't know who would play me though. That's the thing, it's hard, huh? But I know who would play Emery. Caitlin Kilgore. That lady looked just like her. I don't even know how. I was like, wow. Except she's not me, but like, like if they were able to play her as a nice character, in the, like, not just as a villain, I think they would cast her as her, because she's the perfect girl for it. And Megan, I think Megan should. I don't know what Megan. I don't actually know what my partners look like. So but I know Emery. So Emery would probably be the Kid and Gilmore, and I would probably, I don't know who would be a good cast for me. No, he's too Karate Kid wise. Man, just make me a white kid. Not being racist, but I don't know. I really don't know who can be cast as me. But Yeah. And then the story would be probably like, you know, we out here spreading opportunities, and then the message would we keep trying. It's probably like two messages. I think what my pitch would be, you know, we save these local businesses, and then we have to be persistent. And one of the owners, this is easy. The owners could be probably like one of those boba shop owners, probably like the fat Asian I keep seeing, like long hair, Korean. He could be a perfect fit for a boba shop, coffee shop, Hawaiian, something like fast food. Order at the counter, we'll be like, hey, you're Byron? Yeah. What's your name, Byron? Yeah. So, we pitch him. It's like, they keep practicing, and then we get discouraged a ton times because there's different owners who there was a yeses, there's some nos, and then it would be like Dhar would be like, he never stopped being persistent. He believed that his program, 5 stars, would probably have people coming in businesses, and then he's like, and then he would never ever skip a day to sit down with his partner, listen, hear her out, how to pitch it perfectly, and then the next day he gets 10 sets a week, something like that. I really don't know. I'm just going crazy here because May has been a crazy slow, and I think I'm really praying, and I'm scared for June. And I think, it sucks to see all that slow, and I don't think anyone should be slow. It's painful. You know what? I can't get my mind off of it. And that means I really care. You know what? That means I really care. Biology, I was never like this in biology. I mean, I cared about I was like hairless. I'd be like, you know what? No, I tried 75 on the biology. I don't know. But this is now. I expect high results. I expect, in this field, dude, but when I was in biology, I was a totally different person than in the field right now. Like, I'll be like different, nah, I got my pharmacy job. I'd be like, this is what we're doing. This is how business I'm doing. This is what we're doing. We're calling up these people. You know what? I expect closes in. You know what I'm saying? I not just gift cards. I expect closes. I expect revenue come to us and to them. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. And yeah. But yeah, I think, man, I have so many ideas. But the one thing I don't like about our man is he is a bit scammy. He over exaggerates to draw attention. I don't think that's, and for local business world, it's very hurtful to see all that, because I don't think it should be an awareness. It should be an awareness about those things, because those people probably only invest a lot of stuff in this one dream of theirs and just make it big, and yeah. Another skit, I have an idea, but it would probably not star as me. It was probably the origins of Amory. I don't know. So Caitlin Gilmore again. But yeah, that would probably be our story. If Darman tried to film about us and what we do, that would probably be our pitch, and I would probably be a good director. Jokes aside, that probably wouldn't happen. I never say never. I hope so, but it's a high chance. I'm realistically thinking that this is not a thing that's gonna happen. And he's like a Hollywood type guy. I'm a Hollywood type guy, but Houston wise, actually, to be honest with you, I'm a Hollywood guy. But guys, don't be scared to talk to me, because I love communicating with people. I really, truly speak from my heart when I want to support these businesses. That's why I really care a lot, and it's beautiful. And I'm out here every day, single nowadays, because I'm just so busy. I'm so busy taking care of my grandparents and taking care of myself. And I think what I've learned over the years is, this might sound very, very mean, but to be a little bit more selfish. I mean, sometimes it's okay to say no, which if you can't do the things that you can't do, like if you can't, you have opportunity costs every day. The economic word, opportunity costs of you rather go to work, and meet these business owners to benefit everyone, or you rather hang out with your friends all day. Sometimes you have to choose the first choice because you have to help yourself in order to help others, like you were helping. I mean, in this case, we're helping business owners, but I'm saying in this case, sometimes the well-known ones, like your friends and loved ones, it's okay to say no. I don't say yes to every vacation that they ask me to go on. I don't say yes to my mom says, "Hey, let's go. You sure you want to go?" No. You know why? Because I want to stay in Houston to meet these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that sometimes. It's okay to do what you love at home. It's okay to do, you know, you're just there. And sometimes you have to take care of yourself. Sometimes you can't even help your grandparents sometimes because you have school and stuff and more important things to do, to pay your part of the medical bills, because it's important in the future, and your retirement plans and stuff. It's not easy. Yes, take care of them, but you have to be a little selfish. That's what my grandma probably lacked, because she was very, very selfless. And that's a good thing, but and honestly, health-wise, I think you should also look out for yourself. It has to be a balance, So it's not being a diva, it's not being, an asshole, that people portray me on Facebook saying, no, he changed due to like, no, bro. It's not due to the fame. It's not due to like how many deals I signed up. No, it's not like that. It's none of that. It's just because you had enough of people talking about you. You had enough of people demanding you to do stuff. You you know what I'm saying? Because and it's okay to feel that way. You just have to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's self-care is very important too. That should be also a Dhar skit. Um, but I don't know. I'm running out of ideas to talk about. So I think that would be my conclusion. I just honestly, I was just mainly in here just talk about business, but also like to talk about what it was a very relatable um video to me, and what we really do. And I actually compared that to real life experiences, what we have seen in the real world, and why this is happening to a lot of owners. So I just wanted to point that out. And Luigi's Pizza, fun fact, there is actually a Luigi's Pizza. There was like 3 locations that I called up in 2020 because COVID, you had to work from home, right? So Luigi's Pizza, she was very nice actually. For 3 locations, I just called her. By the time we had to Facebook text everyone, and then we set phone them. It was like, you work from home, you meet virtually, you just on the phone. And then what I did was just like I text her, and she said, yeah, we can have a meeting about it. That was so easy. And then she I think her name, I don't want to say names right now. It was, oh no, because I don't really know her as well, but I don't know, I don't remember her name, but she was so nice though. But she didn't come through after that because partner objection, but we didn't really you know but it's okay. I mean, I believe in her. It's just, keep pushing. But this is just to talk about my experience. So no bashing no one, okay? If I talk about these things, I'm not gonna, it's tough love. I'm not making fun of no one. I'm not bashing no one. It's just what happened. I'm witnessing what happened. I'm witnessing what I'm hearing. And, so the COVID pitch was there. Pitched her. It was a different pitch than before. I don't remember, but it was like a very long thing. And then she set up a date, and then she gave me her phone number, and then and called her up. It was supposed to be three. It's three locations. Yeah, Luigi's Pizza was actually. It was. I think there was one in Lake City, Midtown, and I don't remember, but it was. I looked it up, but it was somewhere in near the Bel Air, Texas area. But I think that's what I remembered. But it was interesting because when he said Luigi's Pizza, it was like, oh, I actually met with that place, except it was Luigi. I think it was Luigi's Pizzeria or Luigi's. But it wasn't. It was a guy and a girl. It was a husband and wife. So that was the only difference. But it was it was really cool what happened. Make a Dhar man, make a skit about us. Do some boba shops, coffee shops. Throw it in. Yeah, throw it in. I will be happy to write the script up for you. And and I want it to be inspired by a true story. I'm not narcissistic. I'm just saying, like, I think this would help us spread the word that this is an understandable thing what I'm doing, and it's okay. And I think it's great. All right, I think should wrap up the video. This is Gucci Eats out. Peace. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Pray for me tonight. I'm gonna pray for everyone. I'm gonna pray. I love you guys. I pray for my fans. I'll pray for my grandparents. I'm gonna pray for, just peace and my goals. And my goals. That's the biggest thing here. Goals. Goals is always gonna be the main reason you're living for. You're alive today because of goals. Your goals keeps you alive. Gucci Eats out. Like and subscribe if you want to.